Hello, YouTube family. Greg D, aka the DCUO Gingerbread Man, back here with another video. Yes, it has been a few days since I've recorded anything, just because I have been down with the sickness as of late. Caught the flu over Christmas, and I just have not been feeling well. This is the first day in like 5 days that I actually feel somewhat back to normal. Anywho, today I wanted to talk about really wanted to make another one of these. If you're coming back to the game in 2026 videos. And today I wanted to talk about something that I think sometimes is overlooked, and that is our mods, our augments, our generator mods. I don't think that those things get talked about necessarily enough. I see loadout videos and builds from other DC YouTubers that they might briefly go over white mods in a build. There's certain ones that are, OP or meta right now, whatever. But I don't think enough people talk about, again, augments, mods, whatever. Um, Obviously, once you get to a certain point as well, you unlock your generator mods. So if you come to your base, like once you unlock your base essentially at level, what is that, 10, um, you'll come into your base and you'll be able to go to your generator, and that's how you unlock like your henchmen, your orbital strike, your like all of that fun stuff. So keep that in mind. So you'll come over here once you'll unblock your base, right? And once you hit level 10, like I said, you'll have your henchmen, which are your trinket pets. Like as of right now, the zombie apocalypse elite henchmen are basically like the most popular ones, I would say right now. You have your orbital strike, which right now the subjugator orbital is the good one. You have your supply drops here, your tactical mods, which are your white mods. Then you'll come down here to your bottom floor, and here's where all your generator mods are. So depending on what you want to do is what you'll have here. So for example, and then your affinity mods, these will be there once you have enough pieces of elite gear. Only once you have elite gear equipped will you actually be able to use those. You'll get these from Captain Adam in House of Legends. So there's that. Now, like I said, as far as what you want to do here with these support ones and the health and power, usually what I like to do is I usually like to balance between health and power. I am a healer on, this being Terra, my main character, so I'm going mostly resto because that is what is, your heals, with some dominance for my shields. Going mostly might with a little precision, and then, like I said, my affinity mods here as well. Now, so as far as like my white mods go, there's certain ones that I pretty much use no matter what. Now that we have the ultimate mods too, this is also a thing. You can buy these in Marketplace. Sometimes they will gift these as a reward. Sometimes you can get them as an event reward. So keep that in mind. But you'll notice a lot of people will especially use this one in the back, the ultimate accelerated one, using a shield or supercharge. Superpower has a 25% chance to reset the cooldowns of your shield and supercharge powers. So that one is a popular one. What is the other one? The head mod is the other one. The 15% supercharge back to you when you use a supercharge. So if you're someone who is wanting to use the meta supercharge spam build right now that's going on, this is definitely a must in your in your repertoire there. Usually I use the blast adapter. I have the ultimate blast adapter in my weapon no matter what. I always use the supercharged one now with the ultimate. Now, again, if you don't have the ultimate ones necessarily, there's certain, like, not all of the ultimate ones are better necessarily, at least in my opinion. But the ultimate ones that I would use would be the blast adapter, the supercharge. I do like this one, the ultimate accelerated. I do like the ultimate hardy, increases your health by 15%, which is a big boost. Critical prowess, which gives you weapon ability and critical chance, 2.5%. So that's a decent one. I like the ultimate tumbling one. And then other than that, let me see. I guess I do use most of them, I guess. But there's the neck one isn't all that great to me. But neither here nor there. Anywho, if you don't have the ultimate mods necessarily, you can come down here and scroll through, and you'll have all your ones here. So you always want to make sure that in case in your generator you have these, you always want to make sure that these are maxed out. You will have to reset these every so often. As you can see there, like in my case, these expire in 38 days. So it's always important to have these maxed out. You always have to, double check and make sure that you do. So just something to keep in mind and be aware of. As far as your augments go, I believe level 25 is where you get to unlock the origin augments. So again, depending on what you are and what you're doing, what role you are will depend on what you have down here. So if you're a DPS and full DPS, you might have all might down here. You might have all precision. You might have a mix of might and precision. The adaptive augments are the ones that we get from the episodes. Like every new DLC will have a new set of augments, and for the most part, each set of new adaptive augments will be stronger than the previous DLC's one. Like when you have them maxed out, they'll be stronger. They might not be stronger initially. So, for example, if I only had this at a level, let's say 15, and the previous one was maxed out, the previous one might still be stronger than this one being 15. But again, depending on what you want to do, this is where you would have either, like I said, if you're DPSing, you could have might here. If you were a healer, you could have resto here. If you were a tank, you could have dominance here. You'd have vit here if you were a controller. So it just depends. And yeah, so like I said, you could kind of get crazy with your setups here. I've seen a lot of weird things. I've seen people do a lot of weird things. So like this is how I have my battle heal set up right now. So I'm kind of like a little bit of everything, as you'll notice. We've got some resto for the heals. We've got some dominance for my shields. And then I've got some might and precision for my DPS. If I switch over to my hybrid DPS character here, and then you'll see that it's completely different. So if I come over here, so now what I have for my hybrid is I have all precision here and all might up here. So, like I said, it just depends on what you're doing. If you're like a full tank, you might have all dominance and then maybe some might up here. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on what you're going for, what role you want to play. But again, the adaptive augments will always change just because they're always releasing new ones with each upcoming DLC. These ones will never change unless you want them to. Pretty soon here, we're going to be getting the chest augment as well, which is the power, what's it called? The power array augment or something. And they're giving us the White Lantern abilities with the chest augment. So that'll be interesting to see once we can finally unlock those. Those will be, we can level those up via, we'll be able to level those up via artifact XP. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, and the one thing I did want to show you as well is how do you, you might be asking, how do I level up the augments, right? Because what they do is every DLC, they'll raise the max level of your origin augments. So what you'll do is anytime that you have gear that you don't want, you'll come over here to this R&D table in the House of Legends. You'll come here, you go over to salvage, you salvage a bunch of gear. Salvaging the gear will turn into exobytes, which are these things. Then what you'll do is you'll come down here to your Fortify tab. You'll scroll down to whatever you want. Now, currently I have all these max level, so I can't really do it. But you'd like put this in here. See right now, maximum rank level. You'd put the exobytes in there. That's how you would level it up. Now, the next DLC, the max ranks on these might be 450, 460, who knows? But that's how you can continually, up the stats in these, so that is definitely one thing that is nice as well. But the only thing that I will say, thinking about it now, is I wish that these made more of a difference once you had them maxed out, and especially in the end game. These don't necessarily seem to have they don't necessarily seem to have like as big of an impact when you're end game. Now, mind you, if you look, the stats are pretty good, right? I mean, they're not bad. I mean, you're getting 10,000 health. You're getting, in this case, you're getting 24, almost 25,000 power. You're getting visualization. Now, I've noticed though, if you're able to rank these up, like if you're playing with an alternate character and you just made your character level 30 and you have max origin augments, then it makes a huge difference. Like in the lower like tiered content, but here it doesn't. So I wish that there was a way to like either I wish they would like buff these things, or they would like yeah, I guess basically I wish they would just buff them. But that's neither here nor there. So you have those, you have the white mods, and like I said, at the end of the day, you just use whatever you want, try different things out, and see what works best for you, because that's the main importance of the game. So again, like I always say, don't get overwhelmed, have fun with it, try things out, see what works best for you. So with that being said, guys, I think I'm going to conclude this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And until next time, we'll see you soon.